I am your host, Debbie, here to help you get in the know about Waco.
All right, this week I'm going to be talking about the brand new tea bar that just opened, Zuke's Tea. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Stacy Zuckerman, and I am the owner of Zuke's Tea Bar with my husband, Jason. We just opened in Union Hall in January.
Yeah, and tell me what brought you to Waco, or are you a Waco native?
I'm not. My husband's family's from Waco. We moved here from Austin, actually 7 years ago, mainly to be closer to family for our daughter, and we love it here.
Yeah, and tell me about your inspiration for a tea bar.
Always been a tea lover, and always been a people person. So it's just the perfect combination. I love introducing people to different kinds of teas that they wouldn't normally try, and in Texas, everyone says, I only know sweet tea or unsweet tea, so this is a fun way to introduce everybody to all the different kinds of teas that you can drink.
All right, do you prefer hot or iced?
I prefer iced, but
that's the southern way.
Yeah, occasionally I like a hot tea, and surprisingly, there are a lot of hot tea drinkers in Waco.
Yeah, and how long have you been doing this for?
So we opened January 20th, so we just passed our 2-month mark, and we love it. We've been busy. We love being a part of Union Hall. We love that it's all local Waco businesses in there. So we've met some really great people, and it's a really good spot for high traffic and a lot of fun.
And tell me about one of your favorite restaurants in Union Hall.
Oh, gosh.
Right.
I don't know if I'm allowed to do that. We
for legal reasons, this was a joke.
Yeah. We've being in there, we've had the opportunity to pretty much try everything. So I don't really know if I have a favorite. There's so much good food in there and so many good cooks. And what I found is if you go to the restaurant and you say, I don't know what to try, or I always try this, what's good, and they'll suggest something, and it's fantastic. So I've kind of stepped outside of my box and tried things I wouldn't probably have normally tried.
Yeah, and if you want, go ahead and shout out anyone if you want to shout out anyone.
Well, before I started the process, I reached out to a few of the vendors just to kind of get some feedback from them, and some really awesome people to work with have been the owners of Po' Boy's Place, the Around the World Bakery, and
I love Adelaide.
Yes, and also Trent with Whiz Bang, and he's had a Waco location for a long time, so he, had the big storefront and then came in the hall, so he was a good person to talk to. But, really, we've just really gotten to know everybody in there.
Yeah, and tell me a little bit about tea. What specifically drew you into tea?
Probably just my love for tea. We did this before as a family with a franchise several years ago, and we got out of that in 2017, and I've just missed it, and I think Waco's missed it since it closed. So I wanted to bring that back. We offer a variety of 25 different teas on our menu, and they range from like white teas all the way to the blacks, oolongs, greens. We do matcha, and we do serve some coffee. We partnered with Pinewood Roasters for some beans, and their coffee's excellent. I can't make it on the scale that they do because that's not my specialty, but
specialty?
Yeah, specialty. Yeah. There's a lot of ways to play off the word tea.
Oh,
yeah.
Tea.
Yeah. So we have all these different flavors, and we also offer flavored sugars. We're sweet tea drinkers in the South, so that's kind of fun to play around with all the different combinations. And it's also interesting to see what the customers will order when you give them the option, and you're like, that's interesting, and it's just fun.
Yeah, and you guys sell loose leaf tea too, correct?
We do. We sell our teas by the ounce and some brewing equipment to do it at home if you want to do it at home. And we've had a lot more of that than I expected in that environment. But, tea is kind of trendy, and
TikTok, I was going to say, do you know about the TikTok tea trend?
I don't. I'm going to have to follow that.
Oh, yeah, there's a whole loose leaf TikTok,
Okay.
whole trend going on right now, so maybe that's why, if you're getting a bunch of youngins
Yeah.
loose leaf tea, that's why.
I may need to do a page, I guess, on TikTok.
Start some TikToks. I'm just saying, I'm obsessed with TikTok.
Yeah.
But yeah, tell me about some of your specialty teas. I know you have a banana nut one that I absolutely love.
Yes, we have a herbal honeybush banana nut that's really fun and kind of more on the savory side. But our best-selling tea is our white coconut tea, primarily served ice here. But we add a little extra coconut sugar. Even the hibiscus sugar is excellent with that. It kind of tastes like you should be sitting on a beach somewhere. But probably our most popular would be the white coconut, the green peach, blackberry sage oolong is one of my personal favorites. But we have teas that have no caffeine and teas that have high caffeine, so there's really is something for everyone.
Yeah, that's super amazing. Now, I just want to ask, like, what are some other things that you would like to see in Waco? Not necessarily tea related.
Yeah, that's a big question. I would like to see, honestly, like a natural grocer of some sort. Waco's really lacking in that department, and we moved from Austin, and so we had a Sprouts close by, and I would love to see something like that come to Waco. Even Temple has a natural grocer, so that's something I'm hoping that we move towards here in Waco as well.
Yeah, and have you been over to East Market yet?
I have not.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. I mean, it's not necessarily a natural market, but it is really cool because it's an imported market.
Mm-hmm.
So they have a lot of foods that you wouldn't normally see at your local HEB.
Yeah.
So that's
I'll have to check that out. I went to the farmer's market this weekend. It was when we first moved here. It was kind of up and coming, the farmer's market, and it's really grown a lot. And so I just love to go support local people. I think being in business makes you realize how important it is to support other local businesses and how much that helps our city when you do so.
Yeah, and what are some of the things that you guys plan to do in the future?
Not sure yet. There's some other food halls potentially in the works in the area, even as far as Temple. And so if, the opportunity's right, we would expand. But we, are certainly happy with just being where we're at, too.
Yeah, and what's been your favorite thing about Waco so far?
Just community. We moved here from Austin, and, it's a much larger city. You don't run into people very often. And here it's just different. You run everywhere you go. You run into someone you know. And one thing I learned in my previous experience is how much the local business owners love to support other local business owners here. And it's kind of a community of, up and coming people just pursuing their dreams. And I really love that about Waco.
Yeah, and that's one of my favorite things as well is that growing up community and again all these local business owners really having each other's back and really helping expand the economy that's going on right now and helping expand small businesses, local artisans, and smaller creators and just help bolster what they're doing. I know we already did a little bit of a shout out, but is there anyone else you want to shout out? It doesn't have to be necessarily business related, but maybe your grandma, your mom, your dad.
Well, our family owns a locally owned bridal and prom shop here in Waco. So Giorgio's Bridal and G2 by Giorgio's does the prom side. And so they've been in Waco for, I think, 15 years now.
Shout out.
Yeah. And they're the largest store between here and Dallas and have a huge variety of gowns. So, and they, just having family here to have your back has been great too, and they've been really supportive of us starting this journey as well.
Yeah, I love that self-promo. Now go ahead and give me all your socials and where we can find you.
Yeah, so we are located inside Union Hall, which is at 720 South Franklin, right next to the Unshakable Milkshakes. And we are on Instagram and Facebook at Zuke Tea Bar, and hopefully around the community a little bit more coming soon.
Oh, that's so exciting. And I do know that you guys are part of the Waco Area Food Lovers. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so he approached us, and, he originally came in and ordered a tea and didn't tell me. And then I saw it on Instagram, and he loved it, so he came and introduced himself, which I think is a pretty cool way to do it, so you can kind of, take
I came and talked to you and bought some tea, too. So.
Yeah, awesome, yeah. And so we like what he's doing and how he's supporting local, and so we want to be part of it.
Yeah, that's super awesome. So I got that discount card.
Awesome.
What's your discount?
It is 10% with the Waco Area Food Lovers.
Oh yeah, that's super awesome. And do you guys have any other deals going on? And I know you guys do tea of the day. Do you want to share?
We do. So every day we try to do a tea of the day, just to let people taste what we're doing. I think sometimes when you come to our tea shop, it's a little intimidating. You don't know what to order. So we do a tea of the day to give everybody kind of a little sample so they can go, oh, that's cool. I'll try something. And then like today for St. Patty's Day, we're doing $1 off green teas all day.
Oh, happy St. Patrick's Day. We're both wearing green, so no one's getting pinched in the studio today.
Yes, and green's my uniform. So
Oh.
I'm in green every day.
Their colors are in fact green. And
They are. Yeah,
so,
green and copper.
That works perfect. Well, is there anything else you wanted to share with us today?
No, just thank you so much for having us on and allowing us to share a little bit more about what we do with Waco.
Yeah, of course. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning into this week's podcast. This is your host, Debbie, signing off. Now that you know, go! Just go, Waco!
This has been a Rogue Media Network podcast.